Alright, let me show you a quick and easy trick to separate your subject from the background and really make it stand out, bringing way more focus and impact to your images. Today I'm editing 2 RAW files with the Tourbox Elite Plus. I normally use it in DaVinci Resolve and I'm still getting used to it in Adobe Lightroom, so this video might be a bit slower. Grab some snacks and watch me edit those 2 RAW files, or you can follow along by downloading the RAW files, link is in the description. Let's get into it. Okay, these are the 2 images here and I'm gonna click on the info. I have shot it with my 85mm from Shure, f1.4, ISO 64 and the shutter speed here. So I'm gonna close that by clicking on I on my MacBook. We will start with this one here. I'm gonna apply a base look just with the basics here. I'm not gonna apply a mask. I will at the end after creating the base look, because in the masking part I'm gonna show you how to make the subject pop out even more. For the basic tab, I am going to, oh, by the way, the Tourbox makes haptic feedback. Maybe it's a bit annoying for you if you can hear it, so I'm gonna just disable it. For me, it feels really good. I don't know, maybe it's kind of ASMR for you, but I'm just gonna leave it off. If you want me to have it on next time, I can enable it. So I'm gonna crop it real quick, 16:9. Okay, it's a bit dark, I can tell in the histogram, and it is a bit purpley bluey, so a bit cool. That means I'm gonna go into the temp. Let's go 5000, okay, why not? And the tint, it's a bit purpley, so we are on +6, so let's go on +2, why not? Okay, let's open up the image, exposure up, highlights a tiny bit down. We're gonna move the shadow slider up a ton so we can have some details here. Not that much. Oh, look what I've learned. When I'm in zoom mode, I can go up and down. I'm gonna leave it here and I'm gonna bring back some whites or some brightness somewhere around here. The rest I'm gonna do in the tone curve. But before I'm gonna go into the tone curve, I'm gonna decrease the clarity. As you can see, it gets like really creamy, but I'm gonna go with like -9. Because I want a teal and orange look, but instead of going like in the calibration tab and then here hues all the way to the left, I am gonna do that by myself in the color mixer. So with the hues, I'm gonna look at the image and the grass sits in on the greener side here. Here's a bit of a green patch. It's fairly desaturated, so we're gonna fix that. I'm gonna go into the greens and yellows because the greens are also living in the yellows here. So with the green, I'm gonna go full ham to see what it will do. Okay, it's just really this patch here. Let's do that, and the yellows. And as you can see, everything, like almost everything sits in the yellows here, even though we know the grass is green. Not always, but it's greener on the other side. So let's do that. Go into the saturation. Since we know it also, or like always lives in the yellows, we don't have to touch the green. So I'm gonna up the yellows just a tiny bit. Go back to the hues, the orange and the blues in her jeans and the street. I'm gonna go towards the teal, not too much because I'm gonna go into the color grading tab in a second, and that's also where the magic happens. Saturation, somewhere around here. Let's see a quick before and after. I like it. It's a bit warm, vintagey warm. I can see some teal and green here and in the street. The jeans as well. That's why I like the teal and orange look in this particular image as well, because she already has the blue jeans, fits well with the autumny grass here. So it's a natural teal and orange look. So saturation up a bit more, the oranges as well. And to make it a bit more dense, I'm gonna down the blues here just a tiny bit and the yellows as well. Okay. If you have skipped the intro and are asking yourself what is this face cam that I'm looking at right now, it is the top-down view of the Tourbox Elite Plus. Because I can customize all the buttons and dials however I want, setting my own shortcuts and all that good stuff. It basically saves me so much time editing. I use it in DaVinci Resolve and now in Adobe Lightroom as well. I'm still getting used to it, so I'm not using all of those dials and buttons, but I'm gonna get there. So I might change it up a bit in the future Lightroom tutorials by switching switching from my face cam to the top-down view of the Tourbox just to show you how easy it really is. And if you want to check it out even more, I have a video on the top right corner as well as a link in the description. So let's continue editing. Let's go into the tone curve and then the color grading tab. I'm gonna click here and here. And for the shadows here, I'm gonna up them a bit, for the blacks I mean, and for the shadows, I'm gonna pull them down, not too much, creating an S-curve, and here for the highlights, before and after. Perfect. Let's go in the color grading tab. I am gonna touch the midtones. Skin tones usually live in the midtones, and I can see a bit of red here. I could counteract it by pulling in some blues, as you can see here. I'm gonna go full ham here, and I like this blue, and then dial it back. I've shot it around golden hour, I think, so the highlights are naturally golden here. So I can increase that by adding a bit more golden to it. Pull some blues into the shadows. Before and after, I am gonna go into the basic tab. I'm gonna up the whites a bit. I'm gonna dehaze it just a tiny bit. It's also a way to add some contrast, so let's go here. Okay, I like the look here. Let's go into the masks here. Subject, which will do a pretty good job. Wait, that's a really, really good job. Okay, it has done a really, really good job here, as you can see. And I'm gonna right click on it, duplicate and invert it. And the good thing here is to make the subject pop, you can increase or decrease the contrast by looking where the light is hitting. The sun is hitting from the left side. That means by having intersected this mask, by duplicating and inverting this mask, because this one is an inverted one, right click and intersect it with the linear gradient. And I'm gonna pull here a gradient from this side. And this is my go-to down the contrast. As you can see, if I'm gonna go full ham, it gives a bit of a hazy look. I'm gonna up with the whites here and then down with the dehaze. This will give it a really, really hazy look, as you can see. I really like this one here, but I'm not gonna go that much, just a tiny bit, because I can still add a bit more exposure as I'm looking at the histogram. So I'm gonna go with the exposure here. Yeah, and now everything comes together here in the midtones. I'm gonna leave it like that. I can get back to it whenever I want. Let's create another mask. Duplicate this one here, the very first one, because we need a second background mask. I could just go in plus and hit the select background, but you can do it both ways. So we have this one here, intersect with linear gradient from this side here. And I'm just gonna pull down the exposure. And as you can see, the subject is already popping out. I really like this one here. We need to fix her hand here, but I think it's not visible if we're gonna go just a bit. And then on this mask here, right click, linear gradient, intersect, and we're gonna make it a bit dark here on her jeans. Yeah, somewhere around here. Play with the mask, boom. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on brush. I'm gonna brush in right here on her hairline. And now I'm gonna pull down the dehaze here. If I'm gonna go full ham, you see what I'm doing. I just wanna increase the glow a bit, not too much, just a tiny bit. And then I'm gonna go with another subject mask. I'm gonna make her a bit more warmer. I'm gonna leave it here. And now to make her pop out even more out of the frame, I'm gonna utilize the colors in this image. Right now I utilize the brightness and the shadow parts, just like we know the sun is coming from the upper left corner and the shadows are sitting here. We can even decrease the exposure here. Now I'm gonna utilize the colors. So I'm gonna go with a background mask, and this is gonna be the final touch here. Background is selected, and now what I'm just gonna do is hit the temp slider towards a blue tone. If I'm gonna go full ham, I made her a bit more warmer and more golden. So that means with the temp, let's reset it. I'm gonna go like minus yeah, -10. And back to her. Shadows a bit up. Whites a bit up. I went a bit crazy here, but this is the before and this is the after. Before and after. And now with the second image here, what I could do is apply a preset of my new Visionary preset pack. Cinegreen. I like Cinegrate for this one here. It's dark because the image was dark at the beginning, as you can see. So that means we need to fix that. I'm gonna click on Cinegrate and I'm gonna double tap on Presence. And now I'm gonna up the exposure, not that much, somewhere around here. As I'm always telling you, if you're using presets, you need to dial in the exposure and the temperature before you do anything else, because otherwise it just looks shit. As you can see, the color in her skin, and if I didn't touch the exposure, it's like really dark. So go into the exposure after applying the preset, and then into the temperature over here. So I'm just gonna dial in the temp more to the right. And as I'm doing that, you can see the color in her skin is a bit more neutral, a bit more warm, and I'm gonna leave it here. And now I'm gonna go into the tone curve. I'm gonna reset this point here and this one because I don't want that much contrast going on. Up the midtones a bit. And now I'm gonna go into the masks. We're gonna do the same thing. The sun is coming from here. So let's go with the background mask here right away. We don't have to duplicate and invert it. Right click, intersect, linear gradient, pull it from here down. The contrast, the dehaze, and another background mask. Right click, intersect, linear gradient, boom, and down the exposure, somewhere around here. A bit more blue is coming out, perfect. And now I'm gonna go with a subject mask, up the shadows, and I'm gonna go to the dehaze. I'm gonna dehaze it a bit. Go back to this mask here, increase the exposure. And now I'm gonna go into the color grading tab. Because her skin is like kind of, yeah, orange yellow, I'm gonna counteract it with the blues here. Before and after, before and after. I do like when it's a bit more softer, so clarity down, not that much, and then add some grain here. Let's go with 26. Let's crop it. Why not a Instagram story? So you can type something up here. Boom, perfect. Before and after. And if you don't want to miss out on more photography content such as tutorials, walkthroughs, POV photography walks in the forest or in the city, then make sure to subscribe. And if you have any more questions, let me know in the comments down below. I will catch you up in the next video. Much love.